There were 40 people in my backyard. Balloons, cake, a banner that said, "Welcome, baby." And in my hand, a phone that wasn't mine. A phone that buzzed one text too many. One text that changed my entire life. Before I even opened it, my hands were already shaking. Because somewhere, deep down, I already knew. Mr. Stark here, and today I need to tell you a story about the day I found out the man I trusted most had been lying to me the entire time I was carrying our child. My name is Claire. I was 29 weeks pregnant, and I thought I had the perfect life. A husband named Daniel, a beautiful house, a nursery painted the color of soft clouds. Daniel and I had been together for 6 years, married for 3. He worked long hours at his marketing firm. I told myself that's just what dedicated men do. He'd come home late, smelling like coffee and cologne, kiss my forehead and say, "Sorry, babe, big client today." I never questioned it, not once. Because when you love someone, you give them your trust like it's the easiest thing in the world. But trust is only as strong as the person holding it. And mine was about to shatter into 1,000 pieces. My sister Megan planned the baby shower. She wanted it to be perfect. String lights, a dessert table, my favorite flowers, peonies, in soft pink and white. Daniel promised he'd be there the whole time. "Nothing is more important than this, Claire," he said. I remember smiling so wide my cheeks hurt. 40 of our closest family and friends showed up that afternoon. Everyone laughing, everyone celebrating the little girl growing inside me. It was, without question, one of the happiest days of my life. But happiness has a strange way of standing right next to heartbreak without you even noticing. Because somewhere in that crowd, holding a red Solo cup and laughing at my jokes, was a man hiding a secret that would break me. Daniel's phone had been sitting on the gift table for over an hour. He'd gone to grab more ice from the garage. I only picked it up because it wouldn't stop buzzing, and I thought it might be his mother asking when to arrive. The screen lit up. A name I didn't recognize, saved simply as Rose. The message preview read, "Can't stop thinking about last night. Tell Claire you have a work thing next weekend." My stomach dropped like a stone into ice water. I stood there frozen, surrounded by balloons and laughter, feeling like the whole world had gone silent except for the pounding of my own heart. Was this real? Was I misreading it? Please, let me be misreading it. My thumb hovered over the screen. Should I open it? Should I put the phone down and pretend I saw nothing? I made a choice that afternoon that I will never forget. I opened the message thread. Months of it. Months. Photos, late-night conversations, plans for hotel rooms in another city. One message, sent just 3 days earlier, read, "I know the baby's coming soon. What are we going to do?" The baby's coming soon. He knew. He had known this whole time, and he still let me plan a nursery, still let me pick out tiny socks, still let me believe we were building a family together. My vision blurred. My knees felt like they might give out right there on the lawn. I heard Megan's laugh somewhere behind me. I heard someone say, "Cake time," and I stood there, holding proof that my entire marriage had been a performance. Then I heard footsteps behind me. Familiar footsteps. Daniel was walking back from the garage, straight toward me. "Hey, you good?" Daniel asked, holding a bag of ice, completely unaware. I didn't say a word. I just turned the phone screen toward him. His face went white, whiter than I'd ever seen it. "Claire, that's not," he stammered, the ice bag slipping from his hand and hitting the grass. "Don't," I said. My voice came out steadier than I felt. Not here, not today. 40 people were feet away from us, celebrating a baby that Daniel had helped create, while building a second life behind my back. I smiled. I actually smiled, because Megan was looking over at us, confused. I whispered through my teeth, "We are going to finish this party, and then you and I are going to talk." Daniel's eyes were pleading, desperate, panicked. But for the first time in 6 years, I didn't feel a single ounce of sympathy for him. I felt something else entirely, something cold, something calm. And that calm was the most dangerous thing I had ever felt in my life. I don't know how I did it. I smiled through cake,
I smiled through gift opening. I smiled while unwrapping tiny onesies and stuffed elephants. Every awe from the crowd felt like a knife twisting slowly. Daniel stood in the corner the entire time, gripping his cup, unable to look me in the eye. Megan caught me once in the kitchen and asked, "You okay? You seem far away." I told her I was just tired, pregnancy tired. It was the first lie I had ever told my sister, and it wouldn't be my last that day. Because the truth was too big, too raw, too fresh to speak out loud yet. I needed to survive the next 2 hours before I could fall apart. And somewhere in the back of my mind, one thought kept echoing louder than anything else. How long had this really been going on?
The last guest's car pulled out of the driveway around 6. The silence that followed was louder than anything I'd heard all day. I sat down on the living room couch, still in my blush pink dress, hands resting on my belly, and finally let Daniel speak. His excuse came out in broken pieces. It just happened. I was stressed at work. It didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything. Yet it had been going on for months. Hotel rooms, secret contacts saved under a fake name. A woman who knew about our unborn daughter before some of our own family did. I asked him one simple question. Were you ever going to tell me? Or was I just going to raise this baby never knowing who you really are? He had no answer, just silence, and the shame written all over his face. That silence told me everything I needed to know.
That night, I didn't cry in front of him. I saved my tears for after he left the room, but by morning, something inside me had changed. I wasn't the same woman who smiled through that party. I called a lawyer the very next day, not out of anger, but out of love. Love for the little girl who deserved a mother who respected herself enough to walk away from a lie. Daniel begged. He promised therapy, promised change, promised it would never happen again. But some promises arrive far too late to mean anything. I packed a bag. I moved in with Megan for a while, and every single day, I felt a little more like myself again. The woman who used to make excuses for him slowly disappeared, and in her place, someone stronger began to rise. But healing, I would soon learn, is never a straight line.
3 weeks later, I gave birth to my daughter, Lily. Daniel wasn't in the room. I didn't want him there. Instead, it was Megan holding my hand, tears streaming down both our faces as I heard my daughter cry for the very first time. In that moment, holding her tiny fingers wrapped around mine, I made a promise. I promised Lily she would never have to grow up watching her mother settle for less than she deserved. I promised her that heartbreak doesn't have to become who you are. It can become who you refuse to be. Daniel reached out days later, asking to meet his daughter. I agreed, for Lily's sake, not his, because children deserve the chance to know their parents, even when parents fail each other. But my heart, the one he broke in that backyard, stayed close to him for good.
It's been over a year since that baby shower. Lily just turned 1. She has my curls and, thankfully, none of her father's secrets. I built a small life for the two of us. Not perfect, but honest. And honest, I've learned, is worth more than perfect ever was. Daniel sees her every other weekend. We're civil. We co-parent. That's all he gets from me now. Sometimes I think back to that woman standing in the backyard, holding a phone that wasn't hers, feeling her whole world crack open. I don't feel sorry for her anymore. I'm proud of her. Because she didn't know it yet, but that was the day she stopped shrinking herself to keep someone else comfortable. That was the day she started becoming the mother her daughter needed.
You know, every time I tell a story like Claire's, it reminds me of something important. Betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It has a strange way of showing you exactly how strong you really are. Claire didn't lose herself that day in the backyard. She found herself. And if there's one thing I hope you take from this story, it's this. The truth always finds its way to the surface, no matter how deep someone tries to bury it. And when it does, you get to decide who you become on the other side of it. If this story moved you even a little, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, because I've got so many more stories just like Claire's waiting for you. And drop a comment below. Tell me, what would you have done if you were standing in that backyard, holding that phone? I read every single one. See you in the next story.